What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are back with the Audi R8. Now, the only thing in this video that's getting installed on the Audi R8 is this sick new navigation system, but that's not the only thing that's going to be done in this video, so stay tuned. The first thing I want to go ahead and do is install this beautiful radio we ended up picking up. I'm going to have the company's name linked down below. I was super excited to actually see a company that actually makes a navigation system that when you put it into the car, looks better than OEM. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a stock radio on an R8, but it looks absolutely terrible. It literally looks like you bought something from Walmart and just slapped it inside of your car. It looks like your typical double din radio. And this thing, look at the fit and finish. It's a bigger screen. It looks factory. And on top of that, you have the beautiful R8 logo that's going to light up, while this car literally just has your standard button. So yeah, for an aftermarket unit, it beats the OEM, not just functionality wise, but also aesthetically, which I'm super stoked for. And did I mention that Apple CarPlay? That's the main reason we're actually doing it. It has Apple CarPlay. Again, super stoked for this. Now, we do have a bunch of wiring over here, and we're pretty much going to be using pretty much all of this because we also have a backup camera, and I want to get that installed as well. Now, I'm not going to lie, this does look overwhelming, so I'm just going to go ahead and just try to play with it, try to get everything in there, and just test everything. And once everything actually works, I'll kind of show you guys what I did exactly. First things first, actually removing the stock radio, and it actually comes with the proper tools to actually remove the stock radio. I thought it didn't, so I bought these. Audi actually sells them for dirt cheap, so it doesn't matter if you don't have the tool. Head down to your local Audi dealership. They got the tool, easy to install, but I'm happy that I actually came with it, and these are much longer, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use these bad boys to get off the stock radio. So now that we got the radio uninstalled from the car, we got it sitting on the bench right over here. And yeah, I mean, it's not looking too bad, but what I'm super happy about is how girthy this thing is, which means that all these wires are gonna tuck in so nicely because this thing is a fraction of the size. We'll have so much space to actually have all these wires connected. And long story short, I think it's gonna be pretty easy to install. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and start connecting as many wires to this unit as possible before actually putting it inside the car. Alright guys, so we went ahead and connected this bad boy. So this is going to go to one of the outlets that we disconnected the stock radio from. These are two USBs that plug in right here. They only plug in one way. There's another cable that plugs in right over here, which is the backup camera. So we got that hooked up. And then we also have all of this stuff just connects to each other. So we have the box connects to itself. This connects to this side. Again, everything that's connected over here, it only goes in one way. Can't really mess that up. Now, in terms of getting things wired down, I found the easiest way to just take out that screw right there. I routed down the two USBs right over here. The antenna cable, I just routed it right up there, sticked it right there. Makes life super easy. And then last but not least, I actually routed and just tucked away the rear backup camera all along the center console. Pokes out right over here, and then pretty much just connected it right here. So you actually connect it to the wire, you don't actually connect it to the module. So you just connect it like that, and now you can go ahead and reassemble this entire rear section. This rear section, when you have a CD player, it comes up all together, so it's one piece. You just pull up, no tools needed, you just pretty much pull up on it, comes right on out. So yeah, pretty easy thing to uninstall. And now, without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and honestly push everything back together, put some power to the car, and see if this bad boy works. This is actually day 2, guys, of working on the radio. I ended up popping the radio back out again because I was getting some staticky sounds. I didn't really understand what that was exactly. So unlike other units, I normally don't use these adapter pieces right over here, and I normally don't use this kind of cable, mainly because I'm used to working on BMWs, but this ain't a BMW. We do need to end up using this stuff. This one actually connects to the GPS cable in the back of the unit, and then this one actually connects to the blue cable that came out of the factory unit as well. So yeah, this wire is definitely needed, so we are going to be hooking that up. And then this guy right here, I'll show you guys what this connects to. So I had my cables, these red ones, as you guys can see, red to red, and this actually caused a lot of staticky sound. So that's the way to fix that, is by literally just using this adapter. So I have the two whites that go to the out wire. So there's an out, and then there's also an in. We're going to use the out cable right here and connect it to this adapter, and we're going to do the exact same thing with the red, and hopefully that should fix our static sound. So after a little bit of messing around with this thing, guys, I figured out that this splitter, basically the pins on the top are kind of loose. So I kind of just pressed on the pins. If I want to just disconnect this real quick, you guys can see that there's like 4 pins, like guide rails, just push those inwards a little bit so it makes better contact with this. And then bada bing, bada bang, I noticed that the static went away. So super happy about that. So anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and just tape this all up with electrical tape. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. So now that these are pretty much dialed in, we are ready to go on that. The next thing is going to be the backup camera. Because this is a manual, it's not just direct plug and play. I assume that you can just plug it in, it's going to work like A-okay. But unfortunately, if you have a manual transmission, you do have to do one more wire, and that's why I have my entire wiring kit here with me. And guys, after hours of trying to figure out how to get the reverse to work like OEM, I finally figured it out, guys. Super happy. Works like OEM. It's actually way better too. I like how it's full screen and it's such a big screen. I absolutely love that. So now that that's finally working, let me explain to you guys how I got that to work. Because if you have a manual like me, you do have to do one more wire. If you have an automatic, you just plug in that one cable that goes right behind the driver's seat. But if you do have a manual, you do have to do a wire from the back. It's literally a wire labeled behind this unit called reverse. I'll throw up a picture right over here. You solder a wire to that, and then you pretty much tap it into the red wire on this one. I'll go ahead and throw up a picture right now as well on which wire you need to tap into. This video is literally going to be for those of you guys who want to get this navigation system for your car. So I'm going to try to make it as detailed as possible. So yeah, I finally tapped that in. Thank the Lord. Now we finally have a OEM functioning backup camera, Apple CarPlay, no more buzzing. Super happy with that. Honestly, really happy with the quality of the product. I'm really just not happy with how much info there is on R8s and even this radio in particular. I mean, there's literally no information on R8s out there. And that's why I'm kind of making this more of a DIY video rather than like a, you know, a vlog style video, because I know a lot of people that are going to have an R8 one day, and these are becoming, I guess, more attainable. They are kind of, you know, pretty attainable. People are going to want Apple CarPlay to update the technology in this car, and there's no one else out there that has a video on a Gen 2 version of this radio. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just start buttoning up everything over here and start driving home. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to get back to the shop, and we're actually going to start working on dismantling some of those other cars. So yeah, long story short, very happy with this radio. Looks super good. Apple CarPlay is absolutely amazing, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. And guys, this is the next day. Check it out. We got the radio installed. Everything on this bad boy is working absolutely perfect. I'm having no issues whatsoever. And of course, we put it in reverse. The backup camera turns on and it just looks super nice. So yeah, honestly guys, I'm very happy with this interior. This beautiful steering from Audi, this beautiful infotainment system. I believe the name is ACARNAVI. That's the name. So shout out to them. I believe they're not based in the United States. They're based somewhere else. But again, huge special shout out to them. I love this infotainment system. It's absolutely amazing. It definitely helps modernize this interior. I wasn't a huge fan on how the original infotainment system looked, mainly because it looked like it had an aftermarket infotainment system to begin with. This looks more OEM. You guys can tell it doesn't look like there was an actual screen put into this. It literally looks factory. It has this beautiful R8 badge right there as well. Again, the OEM one had like a double din radio slapped into the car, and yes, it said Audi on it, but other than that, it literally looked aftermarket in an OEM car. This just looks so much more OEM. It is so sick. I absolutely love it. I don't even want to peel this up just yet because it just looks so good. And not to mention with the steering wheel right here and the gated manual, just the car just feels like an absolute freaking dream. I love this thing. So something else I actually got done as well just now, guys, is the car paint. Check out the paint, guys. Oh my lord. So I just had my boy Jose come over and do a full paint correction, polish and everything. I had him do it in the garage because I really didn't want to take out the R8. Plus I actually had to get some work done. So he actually came by my place. Shout out to him. He even actually washed the M3 for me as well. Did a full detail on this on the exterior. But yes, on this car, he did ceramic coating on the wheels. 3 years of ceramic coating. Did tire polish on there. It just looks so good. You guys can check out the paint as well. Paint correction, polish, ceramic coating. So the car is officially just looking absolutely gorgeous. And guys, just check this out. It just looks so gorgeous. I'm happy to say that my